Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the Big Blue of Millikin. 5'7" senior number 5, Beth Wellbaum. 5'7" junior number 12, Olya Cholowick. 5'10" senior number 14, Crystal Ziegler. 5'9" senior number 24, Cicely Aldridge. And 5'8" senior number 40, Julia Robert. The Big Blue are coached by Lori Cairns and enter tonight's game with an overall record of 13-8. And now the starting lineup for your Elmhurst College Blue Jays. 5'9" sophomore, number 3, Devin Vaughn. 5'10" freshman, number 11, Tess Goddard. 5'5" sophomore, number 23, Jordan Maisto. 5'11" senior number 32, Megan Merklin. And 6 foot tall senior number 34, Megan Ney. The Blue Jays are coached by acting head coach Todd Sherman, assisted by Scott Davis, Natasha Williams, and Matt Bernier. Elmhurst enters tonight's contest with an overall record of 16-5.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to R.A. Faginal Hall on the campus of Elmhurst College. I'm Tim Calderwood with you on Blue Jay TV. It's time for women's basketball action and a pivotal women's basketball contest at that. Elmhurst and Millikin. Millikin enters the matchup 13-8, 5-5 in the CCIW. Elmhurst is 16-5 and 7-3 in the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. You may notice some colors out there. They are pink. It is the pink game here at Elmhurst. Let's put this one simply for you. Millikin needs to win, likely to have an opportunity at the CCIW tournament. The Big Blue are presently 2 games behind both Elmhurst and Wheaton. Meanwhile, Elmhurst can all but seal up a tournament berth with a victory here today. It would give them a 3-game cushion over Millikin in the battle for the 4th slot. Elmhurst could still obviously finish 3rd, but they do have 2 very tough games remaining on the schedule in Illinois Wesleyan and Carthage. And we're underway. A quick turnover for Elmhurst in the opening minutes of the contest. Millikin is wearing the pink unis. Elmhurst in the powder blues. Ziegler working her way around Ney will throw it off the window and score. Crystal Ziegler, 6th leading scorer in the CCIW, just under 13 points her ball game. Senior out of Decatur. Millikin led by longtime head coach Lori Cairns. And looks like the shot clock never reset there. We had a buzzer sound. And now the officials are going to gather here quickly to talk about what to do. Elmhurst is also wearing pink shoelaces, and the officials with the pink whistles for this one. They're headed over to the scorers table to decide exactly what to do here. And they'll talk with Kevin Jude, Sports Information Director. He'll be able to tell them almost exactly what time the possession change occurred, and then the officials can decide accordingly how much time should be added to the shot clock. Todd Sherman is the acting head coach of Elmhurst. He'll receive an explanation along with Lori Cairns on the Millikin bench. And they'll put it at 11. Standings entering play today. Illinois Wesleyan and Carthage locked in a tight battle atop the standings. Illinois Wesleyan 9-1, Carthage 8-2. Elmhurst and Wheaton identical 7-3 marks. Elmhurst lost an opportunity to win the season series with Wheaton falling in overtime on Saturday, 63-62. Here's Megan Merklin. She's denied. Out comes to Jordan Maisto with 5. Godhart in the lane scores. Elmhurst able to even the score here in the opening 20 minutes of play at 2 apiece. Cholowick flips it in the vicinity of Robert. Sets a screen for Wellbaum. Now to the left side, a three-pointer from Cholowick, off the mark, and a foul on the rebound. This will go against the Big Blue. And it's on Julia Robert. So Millikin alive at 5-5. Augustana, North Park 2-8. North Central winless in the CCIW 0-10. Other action today. Augustana at North Park. North Central at Illinois Wesleyan. Wheaton at Carthage in a big one. Jordan Maisto shuffling around the arc, and a double dribble is called. Todd Sherman up off his feet looking for an explanation. First meeting between these two teams occurred back on January 18th in Decatur. Elmhurst a 72-62 victory. Elmhurst was down by a bucket with just over 3 minutes left in the contest, but closed the game on a 12-0 run to post the victory. Tess Godhart led Elmhurst in the victory. Career high 22 points, also reeled in 10 rebounds. Maisto will skip it towards Ney, and Ney could not have the shot fall, but Megan Ney will make her way to the free throw line. 18-14 to play in this tie ball game. First attempt for Megan Ney, up and good. One more coming for the senior. Second to last home game for Elmhurst. The Blue Jays have a date upcoming next week with Carthage. That'll conclude the home slate. Blue Jays will visit Augustana College this weekend. Outside the lane, Ziegler able to convert. Even at 4 apiece. Could be a back and forth kind of game. 4 games remaining in the CCIW season, counting tonight, and a jump ball will turn it back to Millikin. And again, the biggest thing to factor into the race currently for Elmhurst's perspective is 2 games, the final 2 of the year, against the top 2 teams currently in the CCIW, and an offensive foul away from the basketball. Devin Vaughn was pushed off the ball by Beth Wellbaum, thus drawing the foul. Maisto along the baseline, up and in. Tim Calderwood with you tonight. So glad to have you along. Millikin quickly up the floor in transition. Cecilia Aldridge could not hit. And away comes Maisto, flipping towards Ney, bouncing to Godhart in the lane. Godhart turning around, and a good roll. Tess Godhart starting from day one as a freshman here at Elmhurst College. Second in the CCIW in field goal percentage, 8th in the conference in scoring. I'd say that's a pretty successful college debut. And a travel will again hand it back to the Blue Jays. Millikin has turned the ball over 3 times here in the first 3+ minutes of the contest. Merklin awaiting a screen from Ney. Ups against, scoots into the corner. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Big Blue. We're again in the pink unis for this one. A lot of pink in the house for this contest. Maisto fakes. Locates Godhart with a shot clock under 10, and Godhart throws it away. (16:33) first half. Elmhurst doubling up Millikin 8-4. Cholowick lost her footing a bit. Picks up the dribble, looking for the post. Entry pass for Ziegler knocked away, and a foul. Foul is charged to Crystal Ziegler. It was not an initial signal. It's the fourth foul on Millikin. 16:15 to play in the half. Elmhurst looking to build on this strong start. The Blue Jays have hit on 3 of their first 4 attempts from the field. Vaughn with a jump stop. And Godhart wasn't really ready. Out of bounds to Millikin. CCIW tournament, February 24th and 25th at the top seed. Right now, that would be Illinois Wesleyan. Heather Prummer has entered into the contest, and it's Prummer with the opportunity, unable to finish. Devin Vaughn spots Merklin from the free throw line. 10-4 Elmhurst. Cholowick, 3 long. And a rebound momentarily controlled by Robert. Tess Godhart fell into the Blue Jay bench. First substitution for Elmhurst. It's Fiona McMahon, another freshman out of St. Charles. McMahon on the floor for the Blue Jays, replacing Megan Ney. 15:23 to play in the opening 20 minutes. Tip sword towards Aldridge. Prummer back to Aldridge, up and under in the lane, counted in a foul. First foul of the contest for Elmhurst. It's on Fiona McMahon. Aldridge trying to finish off a 3-point play. Millikin third in the CCIW in free throw percentage, over 70% this year. Aldridge showing why. Millikin within 3 as they splice the lead in a half to 10-7. Devin Vaughn will aim cross court for Godhart. Using the baseline, throws it away. Little contact in the post, but no whistle. Prummer before the shot. Devin Vaughn with the foul. That is her first. Team foul number 2. Off a screen, Robert for 3, well short. Fiona McMahon one-arms the rebound. Jordan Maisto running the point. Maisto and Vaughn both capable of running that point guard slot. Godhart from 16 tried to follow the shot. Robert first on the scene. McMahon with a huge stuff of Prummer. Almost took it right out of her hands. Fiona McMahon fourth in the CCIW in blocks. And a big stuff for the Blue Jays. 14:05 in the half. Godhart waits. Senses the double team. Flips it back out. Here's Vaughn at the left turn. Three-pointer back iron. Teammates fighting for the rebound and falling to the floor is Aldridge to turn it over. That's why communication is so important. You need to be able to communicate with your teammates and let them know exactly where they are on the floor. Paige Picciotti, first appearance tonight. Freshman out of Scottsdale, Arizona, with 13:52 to play in the half. Merklin opts to shoot and hits. Megan Merklin took plenty of time. Said, all right, why not? She does have pretty good range, no big deal. First in the CCIW in three-point percentage as well. Second chance coming for the Big Blue. Tip sword will bounce it towards Prummer. Following the shot, swatting out. And Aldridge keeps alive. Shot clock, though, down to 7. Here's Robert for 3. Timeout, Elmhurst. 30-second timeout with 13:19 left in the first half. It is indeed Think Pink Day here at Elmhurst College. Basketball programs across the country through this next week will be wearing pink to promote breast cancer awareness. Received an announcement here. Paige wants to say hello to her hero, her mother, a 9-year breast cancer survivor who doesn't miss a single game here on Blue Jay TV. Watching tonight in Arizona. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for fighting as well. 13:19 left in the first. A 12-10 lead for Elmhurst with the basketball. Ney, Picciotti, Vaughn, Merklin, Godhart, the 5 for the Blue Jays. Vaughn, slight hesitation. Vaughn down Main Street. Defense collapsed, and Devin Vaughn should be on her way to the free throw line. Foul is on Aldridge, her first. It's the 5th on Millikin. With 13:02 remaining, the Big Blue are in danger of putting Elmhurst at the line an awful lot here in the first half. Elmhurst 4th in the conference in free throw percentage, just under 70%, and Devin Vaughn unsuccessful on her first. But atones with the second. 13-10, a 3-point Elmhurst lead. 2-game win streak for Elmhurst was stopped at Wheaton. 63-62 in overtime on Saturday. Devin Vaughn sent the game to overtime, hitting a jumper in the lane late in regulation. Blue Jays then turned it over 3 consecutive times, though, to help Wheaton escape with a 1-point home win. Tess Godhart commits her first foul. That's Aldridge to the line shooting 2. Aldridge was successful on her first attempt today. Cecilia Aldridge, 79% free throw shooter. You look at the numbers for Millikin this year at the line. They have 2 individuals shooting over 80%. Aldridge right behind at 79. And I jinxed her. 13-11. It is a 2-point Elmhurst edge. Inside of 13 minutes remaining in the half. Picciotti. One dribble up high to Vaughn. Works her way for a shot off to the right. And a foul on the rebound. Tess Godhart tangled up with Wellbaum. And that'll be the second on Godhart. Couple of subs for the Blue Jays. Nikki Schaefer is in. Jordan Maisto as well. Godhart and Vaughn will take a seat. Aldridge for Prummer. And Prummer will find herself with a line. Heather Prummer, a 5'10 senior out of Teutopolis, Illinois, a.k.a. T-Town. Averaging just over 10 points a contest off the bench this year. Prummer has started 3 ball games this year, but her 10 points a contest come in only 17 minutes a game. 83% shooter, has been to the line more than any member on this Big Blue squad. 100 visits this year. To tie the score. Perfect. 13 all. Picciotti towards Maisto. Out comes Schaefer. Picking up the dribble. Picciotti in the corner for 3. Off the mark and a push on the rebound. Charge it to Schaefer, her first. Remember when it was 4-0 fouls in favor of Millikin? Well, it's now 6-5 in favor of Elmhurst. So the next foul for the Blue Jays will place Millikin at the line. Long three attempt from tip sword and good for the lead. Tip sword, a 6'1" junior, showcasing some range as well. 31% three-point shooter on the season. Hits the first Millikin three-pointer of the night. The Big Blue have come storming back. Nay on her way to the line. Did a good job of using her pivot foot. It'll be Megan Nay shooting free throws for the Blue Jays. And Nay just 58% at the line this year, 49 of 84, as the first one is no good. Nay, the senior out of Carroll Stream, leads the CCIW in rebounding this year at 8.8. Chops one off the advantage. Devin Vaughn will come back. Picciotti exits. The 11:17 remaining in the first. It's a 2-point Millikin advantage. Prummer for three. Trying to keep it alive. Out comes Maisto. Maisto off to the races. A no-look bounce pass towards Schaefer. And a good job of Aldridge stepping in defensively. No-look bounce pass. But Aldridge was there all the way, making the play. Off the bench for the Big Blue, Brittany Zaplicki. Also Olya Cholowick returning for the Big Blue. Devin Vaughn posting. Falling away, tried to draw the foul, no whistle. Cholowick comes away, rotates towards Aldridge in the corner and steps. We will keep tabs on those other games around the CCIW today. Vaughn, nice behind the back move. Zaplicki with her first foul. Devin Vaughn stepping to shoot. Chance to tie the ball game here with 10:37 remaining. Vaughn, in and out. Rebound belongs to Tipsor. Millikin looks to run. Costly turnover. Maisto head up, tries to lead the break towards Vaughn, and it's knocked away. Tipsword came in defensively. Boy, both teams have struggled in transition so far tonight. Talk about that. Really, you have to give a lot of credit to the respective clubs' defense for doing a good job of getting back and denying those odd player rushes. Cholowick to the rack, short. Rebound off the foot of Prummer. Closing in on the midway point of the first. Ziegler will return along with McMahon for Elmhurst. And Devin Vaughn will take her time here, just easing it across half court. And Megan Merklin wasn't ready, lost it into the Millikin bench. A little frustrated with herself as she walks down the floor defensively. 1 point edge, 16-15 Millikin. Cholowick fakes left, moves right, bounces along the baseline. Ziegler hits. 14-footer from Crystal Ziegler. It's a 3-point advantage for Millikin at 18-15. Maisto bouncing for McMahon. And right as the entry pass came into the post, a whistle was called. With 9:26 remaining, more free throws here for Elmhurst. Foul is on Tipsword. And Fiona McMahon will shoot free throws. 70% shooter this year. Back iron, but an offensive rebound for Ney. Back into the act is Maisto. Trying to ease it into the post. McMahon couldn't score. Second chance denied as well. Here comes Merkel with a third opportunity. Maisto left untouched for the tie. Jordan Maisto knots it up at 18 apiece. First three-pointer of the evening for Elmhurst. Ziegler bounces to the corner for Tipsword. Three-pointer no good. Megan Ney on the scene. Maisto looking to slow it up. Here's McMahon in the post. McMahon lightly double-teamed. Failed to bank it home. Ziegler underneath. 8:25 to go. Wellbound. Calls it out. Flips back to Tipsword. She'll try again, and it's stuck. Jump ball is called to Elmhurst with 8:12 remaining. And they've got to go find a broom to be able to get the ball dislodged. Matt Bernier, meanwhile, says, I don't need a broom. Who needs a broom? Former men's basketball player Matt Bernier showcasing his skills. Stephanie Mitchell in for the first time. Providing some more help in the post. It's Mitchell. Over towards Vaughn, now Maisto. Back to Vaughn. And a kick. Shot clock would reset. It'll hold at 15 anyhow with 7:56 remaining in the first. Merklin bounces towards Mitchell. Jump ball is called, this time headed in the direction of the Big Blue. .748 in the first. 18 aside. And a travel. Lori Caron's off the bench saying, we've got to get some shots up. Turnovers are killing us. 7:35 to play in the first. Turnovers are really bothering both sides. 9 turnovers for Elmhurst. 8 now for Millikin. Stephanie Mitchell's trip to the line. Junior out of Roscommon, Michigan. Mitchell, a 66% shooter this year, has appeared in 20 ball games off the bench, averaging 2.4 a night. And the junior puts Elmhurst on top with a pair. 7:25 to go. In the lane, up and under post move from Prummer, able to tie the score. Used the pivot and then went underneath to score. Prummer with a solid presence in the post for Millikin. Maisto is isolated, dribbles in from 15, long. And it's Robert with the board. Three-pointer from Robert. short, and an offensive rebound. Wellbaum into the lane, lost it. Officials looking for help. They'll rule last touch by Elmhurst. Megan Ney returning for the Blue Jays. Ziegler dumps it off. Shot clock at 10. Devin Vaughn interrupts. On the take, Robert to the rack. And a turnover with 3 on the shot clock. Paige Picciotti returning for Elmhurst again with 6:21 to play in the half. Even at 20 apiece. And another Elmhurst turnover. Yikes. 10 for Elmhurst, 9 for Millikin in the opening 20 minutes of play. Ziegler turning and facing, pulling up over Mitchell. Couldn't bank home. A foul on the rebound against Millikin. Heather Prummer, the guilty party, her second. Is it or no? They signaled initially on Prummer, and now it'll be Prummer who's actually stepping to the line. Well, it's on Megan Ney, and Todd Sherman looking for an explanation. One-and-one scenario here for Prummer. Owns 4 points in the matchup today, 2 of those coming from the line. Prummer scored 31 points in the contest against Fontbonne. No good here. Transferred into Millikin from Parkland College. Ney turning around and a whole lot of arm there. Who is this on? Charge it to Aldridge. Second and Aldridge. Aldridge and Wellbaum with 2 apiece, and Megan Ney will be shooting for the Blue Jays. Able to tie the score. Now it's Elmhurst with the lead again, 22-21. Nearing 5 minutes to play in the half. And a turnover. Story of the first half, really, for each side. Jordan Maisto returns. And a timeout, Millikin. It's a full one with 5:39 to play in the half. We'll step aside. Elmhurst leads 22-21 on Blue Jay TV. Elmhurst up a point in what's been a very back and forth first half. 5:39 to play. The Blue Jays with the basketball, coming off of the latest Millikin turnover. The turnovers have certainly climbed on both sides here in the opening 20 minutes. Both teams in double figures. Shot clock half gone for Vaughn, who starts to move. And a whistle away from the basketball. Offensive foul, or is it? They're going to call a double foul, I believe. Initially signaled offensive, and now it appears as though it'll be a double foul. Megan Merklin charged with the foul on the Elmhurst side. Milliken's Beth Wellbaum, the guilty party. Third foul on Wellbaum. 5:21 left. She'll stay in the game. And no, she won't. Lori Cairns quickly noticing that was the third foul. Wellbaum exits. Scorer's table wants to know if there should be a shot clock reset here or not. And it will hold at 12. Nikki Schaefer off the bench for Elmhurst. Ney in the lane from dead on, banks home the 6-footer. 24-21, Megan Ney with 7 points for Elmhurst in the first half. And as we near 5 minutes remaining, it's a 3-point advantage for the Blue Jays. Here's Robert. Up high towards Cholowick. Down the lane, denied by Ney. And then Ney was hit hard as well. The block and rebound to Ney, who then was hit in the face by the reaching Cholowick, I believe. And it is indeed Cholowick. Super bonus time for the Blue Jays. Ney is shaken up. She would be the shooter. Fiona McMahon has gone to the table to check in, and Todd Sherman will call her back. Megan Ney refocusing, shooting 2. First one short. Second one no good either. Crummer chases down the board. Inside of 5 minutes to play in the half. Millikin bench making some noise. Aldridge. The shot clock half gone. Entry pass towards Crummer, too far. And now Megan Ney, it appears, will have to exit. She still seems to be shaken up after the foul. McMahon will replace her. 4:37 to play, and Elmhurst up 3. Carthage and Wheaton are at the half up in Kenosha. Carthage a 26-20 advantage over the Thunder. Stephanie Mitchell scoops and scores. Free throw upcoming here as well. Second foul charge to Tipsword. Tipsword Aldridge with 2. Wellbaum 3 for Millikin as those fouls continue to mount here in the opening 20. 3-point play, and it's 27-21, and Lori Cairns is hot on the Millikin sideline. Crummer backing her way in against McMahon. Left it short. McMahon may have caught a piece of that as well. 4 minutes to play. Chance for the Blue Jays to go on a run here. Vaughn in the corner. tried to bounce, and a kick. Shot clock holds at 18 with 3:53 left. Illinois Wesleyan all over North Central, 53-27 in the final minute of the first half. North Park leads Augie by 1, 21-20. More free throws here for Fiona McMahon. McMahon converts. Picked up a couple of varsity letters at St. Francis High School. First team all-conference, averaging a double-double as a senior. 29-21. Big swing here for the Blue Jays. Cholowick denied by McMahon. Underneath is Prummer. And it'll be Prummer shooting free throws. Fiona McMahon whistled for her second. Team foul number 9. 2 shots here for Heather Prummer, who's been on the floor an awful lot for Millikin in the first half. No good on the toss. Prummer 3 of 5 at the line. Millikin 5 of 7 as a team. Attempt number 2 is good. Stop what was 9-0 Elmhurst run. Mitchell screens for Maisto. Shoveling in the lane for McMahon, clearing out. Plenty of time here for Elmhurst with 3:15 remaining in the half and 10 on the shot clock. Mitchell outside the lane. Flips to Vaughn to the rack and good. 31-22. It's a 9-point Elmhurst advantage with 3 minutes left in the first. Aldridge rotating right, throws it up, no good. Chasing down the rebound, Bria Williams. And Williams couldn't reel it in. Elmhurst basketball looking to pad this 9-point edge. It's already the largest lead of the half for the Blue Jays. Looking for more. Maisto. Out to Schaefer from the free throw line. In and out. Tipsord rips it down. .223 left in the half. Cholowick leaves it for Robert. Out to Tipsord. Now it's Williams and a travel. Bria Williams, the sophomore out of Naperville, appearing for the first time here tonight. A little hesitant. Devin Vaughn takes a look up at the scoreboard before dancing her way across half court. Megan Ney down Main Street from 12 and good. .11-point advantage for the Blue Jays. 33-22, a strong close to the first half. Less than 2 minutes remaining. And Julia Robert with a basket trying to end the run and put some momentum back on the side of the visitors here in the first half. Julia Robert out of Rochester, Illinois. 10.2 points a ball game, converts here. One of 4 Millikin players averaging in double figures. 1:35 to play in the half. Vaughn towards Ney. Nice post move, but no good. Left it short. Aldridge out of control to the basket. Will they count it? Looks like they will. Suddenly it's Millikin with the momentum. It is a 5-0 run for the Big Blue, looking for more. Alex Reynolds, another Decatur product, with her first appearance of the half. Aldridge hails from Taylorville, Illinois. And she'll make it 6 in a row for the Big Blue, 33-28. 1:19 to go in the half. Devin Vaughn will sashay across the half-court stripe. Schaefer angling left, feeding Maisto. 3 seconds on Megan Ney. Turnover number 11 for Elmhurst in the half. Millikin has scored 6 in a row, looking for more after being down 11 at 33-22. Solid chance here. Zaplicki in the lane. Back to Cholowick. Here's Reynolds. Flipping back to Zaplicki again. Shot clock is at 10. Cholowick fakes the drive. It's at 5. Zaplicki denied by Vaughn, but a late whistle. Oh, much to the dismay of those in attendance here at R.A. Faginal Hall. Todd Sherman less than pleased on the Elmhurst bench. Devin Vaughn with her 3rd foul. And 2 shots here. We've had a lot of free throws in the first half. Elmhurst 12 of 18. Millikin 8 of 11. It's almost 30 free throws in the first half. Elmhurst with 12 fouls. Millikin with 14. First appearance for Megan Fitz on the hardwood for the Blue Jays with 35 and 6/10 remaining. (33-29), 7 straight for the Big Blue. Elmhurst was threatening to run away with it here in the first. But the Big Blue have held their ground in the pink unis. Schaefer. Free throws for Elmhurst on a blocking foul. Bria Williams with her first. Elmhurst has visited the line 18 times in the half. And more coming as Schaefer, a 64% shooter on the year, finally stops the 7-0 Millikin run. 35-29. Shot clock has gone dark. Millikin can hold for the final shot. Zaplicki drives. They will not hold. Instead, opting to score with 11 seconds. 35-31. Maisto all the way back to Ney, stepping in from 18, well short. And Schaefer's putback is no good. But with 0.4 of a second, 2 more free throws coming for Schaefer. Brittany Zaplicki with her first foul. Schaefer out of West Palm Beach, Florida. .5'10" sophomore for the Blue Jays, who appeared in 8 ball games as a reserve last year. 5-point edge to half court, no shot. Good look though from Robert, but it wouldn't have mattered. We have finally reached the half, 36-31, Elmhurst in front. A whole lot of free throws and a whole lot of turnovers in the first 20 minutes of play. But the only thing that matters on the board is the 5-point advantage for Elmhurst at 36-31. We'll have some scores from around the conference and some stats coming your way a little bit later as well. Halftime at R.A. Faginal Hall, Elmhurst up 5. This is Blue Jay TV. By an entertaining first half. Tim Calderwood back with you on Blue Jay TV. Elmhurst leading Millikin 36-31. Well, tempo was certainly an issue for both teams in the first half. Combined in the first half, we had 28 fouls and 35 free throws. Millikin was 10 of 28 from the field, 35%. 2 of 9 from three-point range, 22%, and 9 of 13 from the free throw line, 69%. The Big Blue turned the ball over 12 times and were out-rebounded by 1, 18-17. Both of these teams are very solid rebounding squads. Elmhurst, 10 of 23 in the first half, took only 3 three-pointers, 1 of 3. The Blue Jays visited the free throw line 22 times and turned the ball over 11 times. 16 points off of turnovers for Elmhurst. Millikin with only 6 off of turnovers. We had 6 ties and 5 lead changes in the first half. Elmhurst will begin with the basketball. Leading scorer for the Blue Jays in the first, Megan Ney, 9 points, 5 rebounds. 5 points from Stephanie Mitchell and Jordan Maisto as well. Tess Godhart on the take, scores. Tess Godhart limited only 7 minutes in the first half, picking up 2 fouls. Megan Merklin also had a couple of fouls. Her minutes were down at points as well. 3-pointer for Wellbaum, off the mark, but an offensive rebound for Robert, who quickly throws it away. Just underway in the second half. It's a 38-31 Elmhurst lead. Again, total 28 fouls and 35 free throws in the first half of play. Leading scorer for Millikin, Cecilia Aldridge with 7, 6 each for Julia Robert and Crystal Ziegler. Elmhurst led by 11 at one point, 33-22, but Millikin came storming back. 7-0 run brought them right back into the mix. Megan Ney is surrounded. She'll just hand it off to Godhart, who's uncontested. Forget about one, someone else will come back and get you. And what have we talked about throughout? The transition defense. This time it's Jordan Maisto stepping in. Other scores around the CCIW. North Central trailing Illinois Wesleyan 62-35. Carthage leading Wheaton 38-35. They're past the midway point of the second half. And it's Augustana up 1 at North Park, 27-26. Cholowick will leave it for Ziegler, who scores underneath. 40-33. Elmhurst up 7. Megan Merklin with a hand in her face. Here's Ney, double teamed, underneath the basket and good. Well, consistently, Millikin has been dropping that double team into the paint to try and help on the Blue Jay post players. And time after time after time, Elmhurst has been able to score. A bulk of their damage in the first half done from inside. Only 1 three-pointer made in the first half for Elmhurst and just 3 total attempts. Another turnover for Millikin. Godhart, baseline. Underneath, will skip it around. We've yet to have a foul in the first almost 2 minutes as Ney leaves it short. And Robert with the board. Aldridge in the corner. Two-pointer with a foot on the line. 42-35. Glad to have you alongside on Blue Jay TV. Think pink night here at Elmhurst. Millikin done in the pink unis. Elmhurst you may see across the way. They're wearing pink tees, pink tie-dyed tees as well. Promoting breast cancer awareness here today like so many schools around the country are this week. Wellbaum with a fresh 30, bounces for Ziegler underneath, and there's the first foul. Crystal Ziegler head to the free throw line. She's having a very solid senior campaign for Lori Cairns at Millikin. 6th in the conference in scoring, 8th in rebounding, 4th in field goal percentage as well. One of 7 seniors on the Millikin roster. 43-36. Ziegler's a 68% shooter this year, 41 out of 60. And it's good on both. 42-37. Don't expect the Big Blue to go away. Told you at the outset, this is basically an elimination game for Millikin. A loss will drop Millikin 3 games out. And the race potentially for that 4th and final slot. Tess Godhart along the baseline. No, but an offensive rebound for Millikin, whose second chance basket is good. Elmhurst would own the tiebreaker over the Big Blue as well by virtue of a season sweep. Three-pointer is good from Cholowick. Nothing but net. Millikin made only 2 3-pointers in the first half. The Big Blue are not the greatest three-point shooting team in the conference. In fact, they sit 7th at .319 as a squad. But they're within 4 here. Maisto skip it towards Godhart. And a foul from behind. Foul is on Beth Wellbaum, and that is trouble because for Wellbaum, with 16:28 to play in the game, well, that would be number 4. Tess Godhart's free throw, no good. Godhart out of Hinckley Big Rock High School in Hinckley, Illinois, won back-to-back state titles in 1A. High school head coach Greg Burks is in the house. Come to quite a few games this year. List off a couple of teammates for you. For Godhart, she has 1 teammate from her Hinckley Big Rock days who's playing Division I basketball. 1 more who plays over at Loris College, a program who faced Elmhurst and defeated the Blue Jays earlier this year. Cholowick to the rack. 45-42, 3-point game. Maisto able to keep it alive. Merklin dribbling towards the corner. Short. And the rebound belongs to Tipsor. And Millikin suddenly finds themselves within 1. Timeout Elmhurst with 15:39 to play in the contest. Just a 1-point lead for the Blue Jays at home, 45-44. We step aside on Blue Jay TV. Lead is down to but a point for Elmhurst at 45-44. Tim Calderwood back with you from R.A. Faginal Hall on the campus of Elmhurst College here in Elmhurst, Illinois. Todd Sherman, the acting head coach, taking a timeout to try to settle down the Blue Jays, who were up 11 late in the first half. Here's Merklin curling for three. Megan Merklin, the CCIW leader in three-point percentage, will add another to her ledger. Big three, 48-44. Cholowick. They have been partially blocked by Ney. Trouble underneath for Ziegler, falling down. And possession with the Big Blue. Fiona McMahon is in for Elmhurst. Nicole Anderson, Craig Morse, Mike Stidel, the officials for the contest. Big Blue, patient. Ziegler posting. Robert tries to drive. That's Aldridge hitting from mid-range. (48-46), a 2-point lead for the Blue Jays. And a whistle. Third foul on Crystal Ziegler. McMahon turning around over the top of Ziegler, no good. Now it's Cholowick who walks. .14-10 to play. Cholowick the steal. Godhart trying to come out and help defensively, forcing Cholowick to change directions. Missed the layup, but Cholowick uncontested on the putback. No good again. Two chances from dead on for Cholowick. Give a lot of credit to Godhart defensively. Did not have position on Cholowick, but did enough to force her to change directions. 48-46, Maisto steps back, back iron. Ziegler looked to press, but was bothered by Godhart. Now will try to blow past McMahon, who perhaps in frustration commits a foul. They'll wave off the basket. Third foul on McMahon. Off the bench for the Big Blue, Heather Prummer. Prummer with a big first half, 6 points off the bench. Millikin received 12 points from the bench in the first half, half of those to the tune of Prummer. Actually struggled from the field. Heather Prummer was only 1 of 7. Came up with 4 of her points at the charity stripe. Aldridge turns around over the top of Godhart, no, but follows up and scores. There is a big contingency of fans cheering on the Big Blue across the way. Really, if you look at the roster, there's not a lot of suburban Chicagoland connections. They do have Naperville, LaGrange, Homer Glen, and I guess you could throw Bourbonnais into that mix. Other than that, a lot of downstate products for the Big Blue. Merklin, air ball from 16. McMahon will toss it back. Godhart to the floor. Elmhurst saves possession with the shot clock's at 5. McMahon does not know, and a push. Huge bailout for Elmhurst on the shove from Robert. Second foul on Julia Robert. That came with only 3 seconds on the shot clock. And now it's Aldridge who comes up with the steal. 2-on-1. Prummer scores. Millikin in front. 50-48. We've got a timeout. Elmhurst taking the timeout. Acting head coach Todd Sherman would like a full, and we break as well with 12:44 to play. Millikin back in front, 50-48 on Blue Jay TV. Elmhurst trailing 50-48 with 12:44 left in the matchup here today. Tim Calderwood with you on Blue Jay TV. The big matchup for Elmhurst. A victory would essentially put the Blue Jays almost into the conference tournament. Devin Vaughn will dribble in. No good. Godhart kept the rebound alive for Picciotti, who shovels off towards Ney and scoops to tie it up. Elmhurst does have two huge matchups waiting on the conference schedule as well against Carthage and Illinois Wesleyan. Illinois Wesleyan up by almost 50 at home over North Central. Wheaton, meanwhile, has come from behind in the second half to take a 5-point lead up in Kenosha at Carthage. Bounce pass for Merklin outside the paint, well short, and a foul on the rebound. Charge it to Prummer. It's the third on Prummer. We'll stay with Elmhurst. Merklin, and Megan Merklin bothered as well. Third foul on Julia Robert as Megan Merklin steps to the line. 2 shots upcoming for Merklin. 83% shooter this year. Friendly roll. 17.2 points per game. Second on the CCIW. Also ranked 6th in field goal percentage, 3rd in the conference from the line. And as we've talked about on more than one occasion tonight, leads the conference in 3-point shooting. Tying the game up at 52 with 11:45 to go. Chelowek and an offensive foul. Prummer will pick up her 4th. Prummer played 11 minutes in the first half and will not exit here. See if the Blue Jays can go at her after the moving screen. Take advantage at the very least of a little hesitation in the post due to those 4 fouls. Godhart off the mark, but there's Picciotti. Paige Picciotti with the putback. And it's Elmhurst up a pair at 54-52. Tipsor thought about the 3, drove in, and Devin Vaughn on the scene. Nearing the midway point of the second. Ney out of the reach, but due to Prummer's 4 fouls, she had to be very careful underneath. Couldn't scramble for the loose ball. And Megan Ney with 15 points for the Blue Jays here tonight. 56-52, a big bucket. Zaplicki off to Aldridge. Bank shot won't go. Merklin lost the rebound. Never saw Aldridge sneaking in. Zaplicki around a screen, isolated in the corner, and a carry. Lori Cairns less than pleased for the Big Blue. Calling for a timeout and a 30-second timeout with 10:17 to play. We peek in on Wheaton and Carthage with just over a minute remaining. Wheaton is up 4, 51-47. Would shake up the conference race a little bit. If that score holds, and our score here holds, we could have a three-way tie for second in the CCIW with 3 games to play. And again, Elmhurst with games against both Carthage and Illinois Wesleyan next week, the final 2 of the year. Wednesday against Carthage at 7:30. You can see it here on Blue Jay TV. And then Saturday in Bloomington at Illinois Wesleyan, a 5 o'clock start. Jordan Maisto has re-entered for Elmhurst. Plenty of time to work with here for Elmhurst. And a whistle, it'll be an offensive foul. Megan Merklin with the offensive foul. That is her second. Robert on the drive. Steps in the lane. Vaughn above her head, out towards Merklin for 3. Long. It's at the feet of Merklin, who comes up with an offensive rebound and a big one. Merklin now in the lane to the rack and in. Megan Merklin had a quiet first half, but boy, has she stepped up here in the second. They've got a kick with 9:12 to play. It's a 6-point Elmhurst lead. In the lane, Ziegler lost her footing, tries to step back off to the left. Mitchell controls. On the baseline, Godhart nearly stepped out of bounds. A foul charged. Julia Robert with her 4th. So Robert and Prummer with 4 apiece. Likewise for Beth Wellbaum. All kinds of issues for the Big Blue foul trouble-wise. Wellbaum is in the game with 4. Tess Godhart taking her time here, shooting 1 and 1. And no good. Swooping in is Tip Sword. Tip Sword, a long 3 from dead on. High archer, oh my. Way up in the air and back through. Godhart spotting up, off target. Closing in on 8 minutes to go in the matchup. And a whistle. Devin Vaughn whistled for her 4th foul. Nikki Schaefer will replace Vaughn. Good defense, Dev. Just 4 fouls on Elmhurst, and Aldridge never saw it coming. Merklin into the lane for Godhard, turning around and good. (60-55) and Millikin counters. My goodness. Maisto will leave it for Merklin. Mitchell comes to set the screen. Merklin off to the right. No good from 16. Big Blue looking to run. Ziegler chases down. Spotting up. Tip sword for 3. Tried to get the friendly roll again to no avail. And Tess Gotthard made sure that the Blue Jays retain that 3-point edge. Schaefer will put it on the deck. Now it's Maisto stepping back, in and out. And a foul on the rebound. Tess Gotthard with her 3rd foul. It is number 5 on Elmhurst. 6:32 to play in a 3-point game. 60-57 Elmhurst the edge. Ziegler fouled. Third foul on Megan Merklin. Make it her 4th, actually. So the total continues to climb. Free throw from Ziegler will make it a 2-point game. And now it's down to 1. Millikin's fans starting to come to life. Lobbing underneath. Ney could not score. Millikin can take the lead. Ziegler right around Merklin. Left it short. 5:50 to play. Schaefer steps in. Well off the mark. 5:40 to go. All the way, Wellbaum puts Millikin in front, 61-60, with 5.5 to play. Megan Ney to Gotthard, thought about shooting, instead will drive. Shot doesn't drop, but free throws coming for Tess Gotthard. 4th foul now on Crystal Ziegler. So for Millikin, Ziegler with 4, Wellbaum with 4, Robert with 4, Prummer with 4, 2 shots for Godhart. He now owns 12 points in the contest and is 2 of 4 from the line. For Elmhurst, Devin Vaughn comes into the game with 4 fouls. Megan Merklin 4 as well, and 3 for Tess Godhart and Fiona McMahon. 61 aside. And it's Elmhurst back in front. 62-61 with 5:10 to play. Timeout Millikin. 30-second timeout for the Big Blue. We keep it here on this Think Pink night at Elmhurst College. Millikin is donning the pink unis. They had their Think Pink event this past Saturday. Elmhurst without a Saturday home date remaining, opting to use today for Think Pink. Senior Day 1 week from tonight against Carthage at 7:30. The other games on the slate for Elmhurst at Augustana and at Illinois Wesleyan, sandwiched around the home date with Carthage. Millikin lost by 1 on Saturday to Carthage, stopping a 2-game losing streak. Missed a pair of potential game-tying 3-pointers in the closing seconds, so they've certainly been involved in some tight contests as well. And the season all but on the line here for Millikin, as Megan Nay comes up with a rebound but travels. Final score, Wheaton 51, Carthage 49. Thunder outscoring Carthage 31-23 in the second half. Kaylee Corcoran missed a layup with 5 seconds left that could have tied the ball game. So that could indeed mean this is an elimination game almost now for Millikin with just 3 games remaining. They would be 3 games behind 3 teams if Elmhurst comes up with the victory. Illinois Wesleyan won by 41 at home over North Central, 95-54. North Park is on top of Augie by 6. Inside of 5 minutes, Wellbaum looking to lob. Stepping back is Tipsword, and the basket has a lid on it presently for Millikin. 4:45 to play. 62-61, Elmhurst in front. Jordan Maisto leaves for Vaughn on the baseline, driving in short. Millikin fighting amongst themselves. Prummer comes up to Wellbaum, bouncing for Tipsword. And free throws now for Tipsword. Just to give you an idea, in the matchup we have combined 46 free throws, which is almost as many total attempts from the field as Elmhurst has in the ball game. Elmhurst is 20 of 50 from the floor, 40%. But you've got to make your free throws if they're going to come your way. And Tipsword unsuccessful on the first. And the second, though, is through. And she will exit for Ziegler and her 4 fouls with 4:25 to play in a tie game. 62 apiece. Devin Vaughn using the clock. Elmhurst waiting to set up. Here is Merklin. Got her defender to bite. Draws the defense. Feeds Godhart. Blocked. Aldridge with the stuff. Ziegler with the board. Under 4 minutes to play. Ziegler scores. Big second half for Crystal Ziegler. 18 points in the ball game. 12 of those have come here in the second half. And it's Millikin up 2. Here's Merklin from 16. Money. Tied at 64. 3.5 to go. Elmhurst has switched to his own look. 3-pointer from Prummer is in. Heather Prummer with a huge 3. And a 67-64 lead for the Big Blue. Down to 3 minutes. Millikin from 17. Nope. A rebound in the belly of Wellbaum. Head up. Drives. Feeds the wide open cutting Cholowick. Timeout Elmhurst. The Blue Jays will have 2 timeouts remaining. Down 5 with 2:41 to play at home. 69-64. Millikin the lead on this thing pink night as we break on Blue Jay TV. Millikin with a 5-0 run, leading 69-64. Elmhurst spending a timeout. Acting head coach Todd Sherman has 2 left at his disposal. Millikin owns 3 in the back pocket. 2:38 to play. Maisto, Ney, Merklin, Godhard, and Vaughn, the 5 for Elmhurst. Vaughn along the baseline, throws it away, but Cholowick fell out of bounds. Here's Ney, counted and a foul. Big free throw here for Megan Ney. Count it. 2:26 remaining. 2-point game, 69-67. A screen for Wellbaum. Aldridge playing catch with Cholowick. 3-pointer for Robert is good. Big Blue had all kinds of problems from bonus distance in the first half. That has changed here in the second. And it's again a 5-point lead. It's 72-67. Ney all the way short. Less than 2 minutes remaining. And Elmhurst needs a stop. Wellbaum with 15 on the shot. Cross court towards Robert, who overshoots Ziegler underneath. There was the needed stop for the Blue Jays. Millikin's 20th turnover of the game. Maisto twisting outside the lane. Offensive foul. Jordan Maisto's third. 1:20 remaining. Millikin again with possession. It'll be Wellbaum taking her time, and the crowd begins to make some noise here at R.A. Faginal Hall. Cholowick to the basket. Nope. Ball is still free. And a fresh 30 for the Big Blue inside a minute. 72-67, 2-possession game. And a timeout for Millikin, a full one. 58 seconds to play here on Blue Jay TV. The finish in moments. .58 seconds left. Possession arrow is with Millikin. Robert will quickly inbound to Wellbaum, who is promptly fouled. Todd Sherman needs to play some offense-defense here with 4 fouls now on Jordan Maisto, along with Devin Vaughn and Megan Merklin. Good news is only the 9th foul on Elmhurst, 1-1 for Wellbaum. Wellbaum's free throw, good. Hung on the rim forever. And Wellbaum makes it a 7-point lead, 74-67. Devin Vaughn looking for the quick 2 is tripped up. Devin Vaughn at the line. Good. Vaughn hits again. The best time that Elmhurst can use is scoring points without any of that clock moving. 5-point game. Elmhurst trying to foul. Megan Fitz entering specifically for that purpose. But we have 2 free throws headed the other way. Free throw, good. And Wellbaum's second is in as well. Just trading points for points. Vaughn with a runner to respond. And a quick foul. This on Godhard, her 4th. Julia Robert will have a pair. at some point, Millikin is going to need to start missing from the line. And there's a miss. Tess Gotthard falls to the floor on the rebound. It's still 3. Timeout called, but a jump ball first. Lori Cairns could not believe that she wasn't granted the timeout. A fresh 30 for the Big Blue. And it's offense-defense time. Fitz, McMahon, Picciotti, Mitchell all in. You're wondering, that would be the 4 players with 4 fouls, all taking a quick step onto the bench because Elmhurst needs to foul here. Picciotti with the honors on Cholowick. Cholowick connects, 78-71. And the second is no good. Nay the board. Still some time here for Elmhurst, but they need him quickly. Devin Vaughn to the rack. Nope. Megan Nay underneath will make her way to the line. Fifth foul on Ziegler. Nice round of applause for Ziegler, who exits. Megan Nay shooting 2, good on the first. Quick foul on Prumer. Shot clock is off with 27 seconds and a 5-point lead for Millikin. Elmhurst, remember, late in the first half was up 11. Here's a big free throw for Prumer. Good. 6-point advantage. Gotthard turning around and scoring. Timeout Elmhurst. 18.6 to play. 79-75. Millikin in front as we step aside on Blue Jay TV. 18 6/10. One timeout remaining for Todd Sherman. 4-point game, 79-75. Millikin the lead. Jolowick inbounds, and Fiona McMahon a quick foul. So some more free throws headed for the Big Blue. Official at the scorer's table talking things over here. Crummer shooting free throws. Good. With 18.3, again, we have a 6-point contest. 81-75. The 81 points, the most allowed by Elmhurst in a game this year. Off a curl, Melanie Shortman's three-pointer is no good. Rebound for Prummer, and Prummer will again make her way to the line. Jordan Maisto fouls out. Prummer with 16 and now 17 tonight. The lead is 8, 83-75. Devin Vaughn across half court to the corner for Picciotti. Could not get off a three, had to turn left. Her J well off the mark. Godhart fell out of bounds. 1.3, Millikin will inbound and keep their season alive. No foul from Elmhurst. Final score, 83-75, Millikin. The Big Blue are 14-8, 6-5 in the CCIW. Elmhurst drops to 16-6, 7-4 in the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. Reset in the standings, Illinois Wesleyan is 10-1. Carthage and Wheaton are 8-3. Elmhurst 7-4. Millikin 6-5. That is with 3 games remaining in the conference season. Elmhurst is at Augustana Saturday night. Back at home 1 week from today against Carthage at 7:30 before closing out the season at the leaders of the CCIW, Illinois Wesleyan, on Saturday, February 18th at 5 o'clock. Thanks so much for taking some time to join us on this Wednesday. Elmhurst falling to Millikin in this one, and the Blue Jays tightening up in the race for the CCIW tournament with time winding down after the home loss. For our entire crew here on Blue Jay TV, cameraman Phil, producer-director Glenn, I'm Tim Calderwood. Thanks for joining us. Have a great one.